said, "Can we add who else after my message? Would you like to reply?"
So you probably had that text message. I'm on the way to church, it's sound check on a Sunday morning, and the pastor's just texted me to add a song after his message. Let me show you my new workflow of how I do that now. So I'm going to open up Claude, and I'm just going to tell it the changes that I need it to make. Can you add Who Else by Gateway as song number 6 to the set list for this upcoming Sunday? And while I'm at it, can we change song number 1? It's currently Maverick City's I Thank God, and I want to use the MT Complete version of I Thank God using the gospel genre. And I'm going to send that off to Claude, and Claude's going to do the work for me. So I've now arrived at the church building. I've opened up Playback on my iPad before I walk in, and the changes that Claude made are waiting for me to download onto Playback. So I'm going to hit the Playback button, I'm going to hit the setlist button, and I'm going to hit Restore from Cloud. And now the changes are loading straight into Playback, ready for me to go. So I've arrived in the church building, and I want to make some mix changes before I meet up with the rest of the band. So again, I could do this on Playback, or I could do it on the go using Claude. So I'm going to start a conversation. Hey Claude, my band for today is a bass player, a drummer, electric guitar player playing electric guitar 1, and a keys player. I'm going to play acoustic guitar for songs 3 and 4. Can you go ahead and make sensible mix changes based on that band? I'm going to send that off to Claude so he can make those changes for me. And while I'm at it, hey Claude, I remember a song from a few years ago that we used to sing a lot. One of the lyrics was, "You split the sea so I can walk right through it," but I can't remember the name of the song. Can you find it, and can you add it as a possible ministry song at the end of today's set list as well? Let's press send. Great. He's added that to the set list, which is great. He's also going to label and tell the team so they know it's a ministry time option. The song is No Longer Slaves by Bethel. Great, perfect. And the lyric I remember is from the bridge. It's added the original song in the key of B flat to the end of Sunday morning, June 14th, and titled it No Longer Slaves, Ministry Time Optional. It's now making the mix changes, and it's going to leave all the instruments in but take out bass, drums, electric guitar 1, and acoustic for songs 3 and 4, which is perfect. Then it's giving me a little prompt to tell me that there's still a sub bass in there for a few songs, so I need to make those decisions when I get to sound check. So it's done all of that. Now here on Playback, I'm going to hit the setlist button again, and you can see that there's an update available. I'm going to hit update available. It's going to update the set list, and there we go. Now it's added No Longer Slaves. I'm going to allow it to add that song to my set list, and as I go through the songs, all the faders that I asked to be muted, so drums, bass, EG1, piano, for every song are now automatically muted and mixed, ready for my band so that I'm not introducing tracks where I have the live instruments. So now I'm ready to meet with the band, make the final changes before we get into soundcheck. So we're backstage getting ready for soundcheck, and we've had to change our singer. Sarah's now going to sing Goodness of God. Now I know that Sarah's comfortable up to a B4, but I don't know if Goodness of God in the key that we've got it is going to work for her. So let's find out. I'm going to open up my Claude again. Playback's already on stage. Hey Claude, what's the highest note for Goodness of God currently in the set list? Sarah will be singing the song and know she's comfortable up to a B4. Let's send that one and see what comes back. Okay, Claude is suggesting that I lower that song down 4 semitones to E, because that's going to be comfortably inside of Sarah's range, which is great. So let me just respond back to that. That's fantastic. Can you make that change to the set list and inform the band? And also, how does this impact the transition into the next song? So Claude is now updating my set list. It's changing Goodness of God into E, so it's comfortable for Sarah. And it's telling me that next song is in B, so we have a perfect 5th transition between those 2 songs. So now one last adjustment I want to make here before we go further with our morning. Fantastic. I'd like you to set up a cue next song transition between Goodness of God and Graves into Gardens in B. Can you continue the pad so it goes ahead of me, sets up the moment, but waits for me to cue the song? Perfect. All things that I could do previously inside of Playback, all things that I could do by getting my hands on the iPad, but now I can do them just by chatting to my AI of choice, knowing that when I walk on stage, all my changes have been made ready and are waiting for me to load into Playback. Here we go. So I'm here in the production area of the church, making sure all the Pro Presenter lyrics and cues are exactly as I need them for our time of worship. I opened up Claude to make a change, but also I missed this feedback from my earlier change, and it says, goodness of God is now in the key of E, and the transition is set to QNet song and the pad continues. So the song will end, the E pad keeps breathing underneath you while you set up the moment, and Graves into Gardens won't start until you cue it in with the band. Musically, Christian, this works beautifully. E is the fourth of B, so the sustained E pad onto your spoken moment will feel warm, open, and rather than resolved. It's literally leaning towards Graves. When you cue the song, Playback brings in all the B content and the pad resolves home. It'll feel intentional and not like a key jump. Perfect. I love it when Claude gives me a little bit of affirmation that I've made a good decision in the way that I'm going to lead, but also I now know that that's all waiting for me when I arrive on the platform. Okay, there's a couple of things that I want to do here. The production team have told me that they want to use one line per slide Pro Presenter templates. So Claude, the production team are going to use one line per slide in Pro Presenter. I want you to go and put MIDI cues throughout my entire set list for Pro Presenter production cues on a one line per slide setting. I'm going to send that off, and now we're going to make sure that we download into Pro Presenter the one line per slide templates, and Playback's already going to be queued up with all of those orange MIDI notes ready to drive those slides. So I've just met with the pastor, and there are 3 changes left to make to the set list. Hey Claude, I want you to add Worthy of It All in a key that Sarah can comfortably sing. Next, can you put an infinite loop of the last chorus of Graves into Gardens and keep it looping until I tell Playback to stop? And finally, can you kill all of the vocal cues after the second bridge, as our music director is going to direct us through that moment, and the pastor might be coming onto the stage at that time in the service. Great, I'm going to send that off to Claude. He's going to make those changes in Playback ready for me. I'm going to go and set up the helix for the guitar player, and I think we are ready to sound check. Okay, we're going to try something a little bit more adventurous and advanced here. We've got a helix, which my music director and lead guitar player Tyler's playing, and we want to make this set up so that he can automatically change a patch. For Graves into Gardens, he's using a clean verse sound during the verses, but when we get to the chorus, he wants to use a drive chorus sound. Also, he's going to have Playback running remote so that he can see what's happening on Playback, plugged into his helix direct to do those patch changes. Sounds pretty complicated, but we're going to ask Claude to help us out. So let me open up a chat with Claude, and here we go. Claude, I want you to add a MIDI note for my guitar player to change his helix from snapshot 1 to snapshot 2. I want you to add that MIDI note at the second chorus of Graves into Gardens, and please put it on the MIDI bus for guitars routed to the helix. I'm going to send that off and wait a second. Now, I don't know what that MIDI note or command is. I'm asking Claude to be intelligent, go and find out what that code should be, bring it back and put it in my timeline. So here we go, done. The cue is in at 2 minutes at 3.428 is the timeline. On the downbeat of the second chorus of Graves into Garden, Playback will now fire control code 69, value 1, on the guitar MIDI bus on channel 1, which will flip the helix from snapshot 1 to snapshot 2. That's pretty cool. That just happened in a few minutes. We could do this as many times as we needed for as many different instruments as possible. But now when we press play on that song, there's going to be a MIDI note that's going to automatically change the patch for you. Now what's really cool is the Playback device that's plugged into this helix is not the one that's playing the audio. This is in remote mode. It could be his iPad or his phone plugged just into his helix, receiving MIDI notes and sending them out for patch changes. So I've got Tyler's phone plugged into Tyler's helix, and he's running the remote version on his phone. You'll see that it's added a blue triangle here on the timeline. So when we get to that blue dot, it's going to send the right MIDI note out of the guitar bus to the helix, and it'll change the snapshot from 1 to 2. So let's check that out. Pressing play, and there we go, jumping to 2. Okay, so having made all of those changes this morning, I want to make sure that the whole team, band, production, and everybody else are aware of the changes. So I'm going to ask Claude, can you send back to Planning Center all these changes so that my PCO live timer is correct and my team is informed. Perfect, so that's now gonna go back and update Planning Center. It makes sense that all the new songs that are added are correct, and also all the time and the length of all the songs land correctly as well. Two more changes. I've just heard that JP, our bass player, sadly won't be able to make it in this morning. So, hey Claude, can you go and unmute all of the bass channels for every song, because our bass player, JP, sadly can't be here today. So Claude is gonna go and do that one. Okay, and then the last thing I wanna do is I want to look at automating a lighting change. So we have a lighting bank change ready to go. I'm gonna ask Playback to put in a MIDI command ready to change that lighting. So it goes something like this. Hey Claude, before the second chorus of Graves into Gardens, I want you to put the MIDI cue in that's saved as lighting look 7. That's going to go from our standard look to the orange wash look across the stage, and put that in on the downbeat of chorus 2. Great, I'm sending that off to Claude. That's now done. Okay, so let me grab Playback on remote. Let me update the set list here. I can now see the MIDI note on the timeline, so that's great. So let's check that out and see if that works.
Chorus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Perfect, really happy with that. So I can go down through the timeline now and just put MIDI cues in wherever I need them to automate my lighting look. We often say at MultiTracks that great technology doesn't replace people, but great technology can release people. Hopefully I've inspired you in a couple of different ways that you can use new technology to free up even more of your time so you can focus on what really matters. I've shown you just a few use cases of using the MCP server inside of Playback and with Claude. Honestly, there's nearly 200 tools available to you, and they're changing all the time. Some of the use cases from our own internal team and our beta team have completely blown us away. Getting it connected is super easy. You simply need to go to your AI agent of choice. Mine is Claude, yours could be something different. Create a custom connection, and inside the MCP box, enter this bit of text that's on your screen now, or that you can find at multitracks.com. Put that in there, make the connection, and then ask it, what can you do for me? How can you save me time? I'm building this set list. Help me remember this song. What type of songs are we singing that we need more songs of? You can upload your pastor's sermon notes and ask it to help you make recommendations on songs that maybe you don't cover in your repertoire, and the list goes on and on and on. Once again, this is a tool for you to use so that you can save time to focus on what really matters. The MCP server is available to anybody with a live bundle or an MT1 bundle, and we genuinely can't wait to see how you use it to free up that precious time that you simply don't have enough of. Thank you so much for joining me for today's webinar. I really genuinely can't wait to see what you do with the MCP server from multitracks.com.